So how good is AI video right now? Hi, my name's Jessica with The Real AI Agents. And today I want to show you how far AI video generation has come in just the past 9 months. So the best way for me to do that is to show you, if you've been a follower of our channel for a while, one of my first creative projects I put together to share tools with you guys was a video called 6 Stories Told. And in that, I did an AI creative project where I created the images and then I put animation on them in a system called Haiper that at the time was in beta. Since then, a lot of different systems have become available for consumers to use to create AI video. I'm going to run through an example of a cinematic shot and a B-roll shot on a few of those different platforms. After we take a look at the comparison here of what I was able to do 9 months ago versus what I'm able to do today. And I should mention that 9 months ago, when I put it together, it took me about 2 days to put the whole project together. And I was able to create the new version in about an hour and a half over the weekend. So here we go. We'll start off with the original version.
Through history, we were legends tread. Renaissance flair with the painter's soul. She colors the centuries with a strolling scroll. In a cyberpunk glow, she's the neon light, carving futures bright in the city's night. Time's travelers, weaving destiny's thread. Walking through history, we were legends tread. Gothic whispers in cathedral shadows. Her secrets are kept where the stained glass glows. Through a steampunk lens, gears and time entwine. She's the clockwork's heart in a world divine. 6 stories told as the ages unfold. In every life, their journeys bold. Time's travelers, weaving destiny's thread. Walking through history, we were legends tread.
And now we'll take a look at the new upgraded images and animation. All of these images were done in Leonardo AI, and all of this animation was done in PixVerse 3.5.
Victorian lace and whispers of steam. She's a sepia dream, leading the time stream. Art Deco queen, roaring in style. Her laughter's a melody that echoes for miles. Time's travelers, weaving destiny's thread. Walking through history where legends tread. Renaissance flair with a painter's soul. She colors the centuries with her strolling scroll. In a city pond glow, she's the neon light, carving futures bright in the city's night. Time's travelers, weaving destiny's thread. Walking through history where legends tread. Gothic whispers in cathedral shadows. Her secrets are kept where the stained glass glows. Through a steampunk lens, gears and time entwine. She's the clockwork's heart in a world divine. 6 stories told as the ages unfold. In every line, their journeys
Wow, isn't that amazing, guys? It's crazy how good these tools have gotten in such a little amount of time. Remember when I told you back then it's the worst it's ever going to be? Well, if you didn't get into it then and you thought, I'm going to wait until it gets better, now is the time to get into it. Let me show you how advanced a lot of these tools have become since we last took a deeper look into the AI video tools altogether. Before we get into all the different generators that you can use though, I do just want to let you guys all know that there are 3 of these platforms that I'm going to show you that I am a member of their creative partner program. Those include Luma, PixVerse, and Nim Video. We'll kick things off first with Haiper. So if I come in and create in Haiper, all I have to do is click this create here, put my prompt in. The first one I'm going to do is the cinematic shot. I'm going to turn off the enhanced prompt so all these are equal. We're going to use Haiper 2.5. That's their latest version. And we're just doing text to video here. So we'll go ahead and create this. You can see that 720p is the highest resolution we're able to create. And our time options are 4 and 6 seconds. We'll go ahead and do a 6. And we'll create that really quick. And we'll let that one generate and we'll move on to Luma Dream Machine. So I need to come in and start a board here and then I can put my prompt in and I need to change this to video and I want to use their latest model Ray 2, which is available in your text to video only right now. And I'm going to do the 720p, same as the other one. And we'll go ahead and generate that. And while that's working, we'll head over to PixVerse and we'll open the app to create over here. And we're going to do image to text, put the prompt in, make sure our settings are correct here. Since we did 6 seconds on Haiper, we'll go ahead and just do the longer 8 version here. And then we have some options for the resolution. We can do 540p, 720p, or 1080p. Since the 8-second isn't supported on the 1080, let's go ahead and run one on 720 here. And you can see it's going to cost 120 tokens there for the 8 seconds. And then we'll also change it back to 5 seconds and do a 1080. So you can see the difference in resolution quality here. And then we can set up on Pika. Pika recently dropped their 2.1, which is very exciting, which people have been really excited about, but I haven't gotten a chance to actually play with. So we're going to put this prompt in together and see what it does for the first time here together. You can see last time I used Pika, it was 2.0 using the ingredients that they had. So I haven't gotten to play with this. I'm very interested to see what it looks like. So we'll go ahead and use the same prompt here. So everything looks good there. We're going to go ahead and generate. And then while that's working, then we'll come over into Nim. And this is a system where you have the option to use multiple different generators inside of one platform. So I'm going to come over to text to video and I'm going to put our prompt in. And then I'm just going to turn the enhance off here. And you can see we have access to several different text to image models here. So let's just go ahead and we'll run one. I need to change my size here. And we'll just go ahead and run one here on each of these. That's going to take a while to generate over here, so let's move on and talk about another platform where you can get in and have multiple to choose from. We've got our FreePik here, which we've talked about in the past. You can see you have access to Pika 2 in here. You've got Minimax reference, Hunyuan. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that's how I've heard it, so we're going to go with that. Version 2 Pro, Kling 1.6 Pro, and then Runway Gen 3. And then you've got several other options down here as well of older versions of some of those models. But you can see instead of having to have multiple subscriptions on each platform, using something like this gives you the option. So once you know which platform is best at creating which type of video, it really can make it a lot easier to have a system like this where you can come in and just choose which model it's being generated on. So the way we do that inside of FreePik is we come in and you can see where it has create at the top. If we come over to videos, you're able to then select which model you want to use to create the video. I'm not going to generate all of these over here because we're covering most of these in the other platforms that we've used. But I just wanted to let you guys know that that is a really good option if you're exploring going beyond just a little bit of hobby creation into using these in a more professional way. So I've got 2 more generators here to put the prompt in. I'm going to show you what happens if we use the text to video on Sora here. And we'll go up to the 720 since that's what we did on everything else. We'll go ahead and run that. And then on Runway here, Runway is one I've been using since the very beginning as well. And we'll just come in and we'll do the prompt here again, 5 seconds. We'll go ahead and do the Gen 3 Alpha since that's the highest quality on here, and then we'll do generate. Let's start off by looking at the videos that we just created, and then we'll move on to the B-roll. So here we go in Haiper. It definitely is a woman with long flowing hair wearing a cloak. Not as shimmery as I had anticipated. There is the large Stargate portal, and it does appear like she could possibly be walking towards it. So really adhered to that prompt pretty well in there. Quality on that's a little iffy for me. I don't know that that's one I would necessarily use in a video, but if that's your style, there you go. Next up, we did Luma, and each time you generate inside of the board here on Luma, it does create 2 videos. So if we take a look here, she is in a shimmery dress, definitely magical. You can see that it really applies the motion almost like she's being pulled towards it. All in all, it's cool. I wish the arms were a little bit more visible, but if she's just reappearing from the portal or being pulled in, I can see why it would have done that. The second one here, this is pretty cool. I like the shot of this, how it looks like she's just gliding through the portal there. I'm very impressed with that one. I think that looks very cool. Just to show you, if I take that same prompt and I kick it back into the 1.6 here, we're going to get a very different result. So if I go ahead and do that, we'll come back to that in just a minute, but let's go over here to PixVerse now and see. This is our first one here that we created in the 720. So if we take a look, one thing that PixVerse does very well, in my opinion, is people walking. I'm very impressed by how realistic the actual walk looks when I have that in a prompt. So we can see here she is wearing a flowing dress, not shimmering like the prompt said, but you can see where the shimmer kind of picked up in the way that the Stargate portal is opening here. For 720p, that looks very good, very fluid in the movement. I would definitely be able to use that straight away in something. But watch, if I come up to the 1080 here, look at the quality of this video, guys. Like, that's super impressive to me after seeing what we were dealing with, 9 months ago that took sometimes even over an hour to generate on these platforms. This was ready in a matter of minutes. I know I didn't do real time here, but altogether this generation time took about 20 minutes to get all of these videos completely done on all of the different systems. To me, that is absolutely mind-blowing. Next up, we had Pika. So if we come in here, we can take a look, and we're seeing this one together for the first time. Remember, I haven't gotten a chance to play with this. So smooth, I like it. Her dress does have more of a shimmer. I don't like how at the end it whites out. But for the seconds where it's good, that is definitely usable footage right there. And then if we come over to Nim, you can see it's actually almost done with all of those. So let's hop back into Luma and see if that one is done. Okay, it is. So you can see here on the 1.6, this is actually much more the style and aesthetics of the videos that I'm looking for right now. So 1.6 seems to still do really well for me. I know a lot of people are using the 2.0, and I do think this one is really cool. It just requires a little bit more tweaking to get the prompting right than what I'm used to and how I prompt. So for me personally right now, I still like how 1.6 is coming out. Let me know in the comments though, if you're using Luma and you're using 2.0 and 1.6, let me know what you think of the difference, because I'm very interested. Each artist or creator has their own unique style that they're looking for when they're trying to produce the output. So your prompting may be very different than my prompting, and I'm just curious to know what you guys are doing. So let me know for sure in the comments on that. Right here, we can see the shimmering cloak. I like that a lot. You can see there's quite a bit of noise here, but that could be cleaned up. She's not walking, although she is looking into the portal, which is cool. The top one here, she's actually walking towards it. It gets a little fuzzy and distorted on her face as she starts to turn around. So I'd probably go ahead and cut it before it got to that point. So if we take a look at what Sora gave us, you can see way too much morphing there on her movement. It did some craziness there. The portal is really cool. I like the movement on that. I mean, definitely got a good Stargate looking portal type feel to it. The overall aesthetic of the background is cool. And then if we take a look at Runway, which is known for its quality, we can go ahead and see here, very smooth walk right into that portal there on a simple prompt like that. Definitely a usable piece right there. So as we take a look over on NIM, you can see when you choose the video, it shows you which model it was made on here. And I do have the option to upscale it. So remember, I could get a better resolution if I were to run it through there. But we've got a woman here, shimmering dress, walking through a Stargate-like portal. Very different interpretation here, but I really like how you can almost feel the portal activating here with the different colors and the lights. I really like that one. It does tell you down here too, the frames per second, which is helpful if you're doing video editing. The second one here we've got is the Kling standard V1.6. Amazing quality on that. Very realistic, perfect on the shimmering dress. Excellent how she walks up the steps there. Look at that. Amazing. The Stargate portal really has depth and detail to it. Very impressed with that one. Next, we've got Minimax here. This is my favorite shimmering cape so far, but her movement is a little stiff. The legs kind of crisscross here. The portal doesn't have a whole lot going on. It doesn't really grab your eye, but you can see how clear and really the details that are added to the background here. That's really good work there. Just not exactly what I would be looking for in my style. And then if we go back a version for the Kling, this is the 1.5. This actually vibes more with what I look for in my images, even though there's a little bit of a wonkiness there where she kind of just like jumps up and skips along. Not sure where that came from, but I could clip that and probably use that for something in the future with an upscale there. Even though some of the models are older and there's new versions, just like with the Luma, and this Kling 1.5 versus 1.6 here, it really just depends on what you're looking for. So that's why it's important to watch videos like this so that you're not wasting your credits and your money and your tokens. You are paying for subscriptions most likely. So even if it's a hobby, no one likes to waste money. It's good to know what's available out there, and that's why I'm doing this. So we've seen the cinematic shot. Let me go in and put a prompt for some B-roll on each one of these systems again, just like we did. And I'm going to go ahead and create all of these on the same settings, and then we'll come back and take a look at the B-roll footage without a character. Okay, so let's start looking at the B-roll footage. So coming into Luma here, we can see just the B-roll for the Stargate portal. This is 1.6. I like the colors. The camera is panning a little bit fast. I wish it was going into the portal versus drifting that way, but you can see here that the prompt is just a cinematic shot of a high-tech Stargate portal in a mystical chamber. The portal glows with a swirling blue and gold energy, surrounded by intricate futuristic details. The camera pans slowly around the portal, capturing its magical and advanced technology design. Light flares and soft ambient glow enhance the atmosphere. Particles and magic sparks gently float in the air, adding to the otherworldly vibe. No characters in the frame, focusing entirely on the portal's detail and settings. So it is panning around. It's just going away from the portal there. You can see here. I actually really like this one. I like more of the cartoon style in these animated films. So I think that that's pretty cool looking actually. And I could always layer this by putting in the character into this video, and I think that that would look really cool. And then here's the other Ray 2. This one actually was Ray 2 here, and you can see that up here in the corner so that you know the difference. And again here, this is a much different type star portal. It almost is like a transition underwater in the portal. It's kind of cool, honestly. It's a much different vibe there. Still has the gold and blue and all the colors that we asked for. It just interpreted the prompt a little bit differently than what I was maybe envisioning, but sometimes that's where the magic really happens. Then we've got PixVerse over here, and I actually ran these a couple different ways. So I did the 1080 version here, which we can see that's perfect, literally exactly what I was looking for and had envisioned in my mind for what I needed for this shot. So this is actually the one that I'm going to use for the project that I'm working on. The quality is great. I'm really, really impressed by that. But I did run it just so that you could see the difference in quality here. I did it on the Turbo and the 540. Since we saw the 720 versus the 1080 on the last example video that we just did, I thought being able to see these might help you to see what you would get for the quality here too. So this is the Turbo version. And we can see it is really still good. It's in the same sort of setting. The Stargate portal is like in an ancient area here. The fires are burning well. It's just the quality that's lacking a little bit. But this video could be upscaled and it would be perfect. So even at the lower resolution, it's still putting out a quality video here. And then if we go up to the 540, you can see a little bit of the difference in the quality here. Not as good as the 720 or the 1080, obviously, but definitely has a lot more detail in the portal. I kind of like how it does the explosion of the light here coming out. It really gives it sort of that dimensional feel and definitely captivates the eye. So that's all the difference in the resolution there, so you know. If we come over to Pika, I did this in the 2.1 again. This is the B-roll footage there. It is definitely panning out. It's got the shimmering gold, the lights. I'm not sure why it's whiting out like that at the end. The last video just did that too. So definitely gonna have to play with Pika some more in here and see how I can tweak that to get that right. If we come over to Nim, we can see the difference in the B-roll footage here. So if we take a look, we've got the Hunyuan model. Looks pretty good there. We've got a big Stargate type portal. There's a little bit of action going on before that I'd probably cut out there, but quality is good, video's good. Definitely needs to be upscaled. So if we wanted to upscale, let's see if we find one of these that we like in this round and I'll upscale it so that you can see it. Here we've got the Kling standard 1.6 version. I like the cartoon vibe feel here. And then we've got Minimax, which I'm actually kind of feeling the vibes on this one. I think that that's pretty cool how it looks like with the lights coming in here and the portal opening inside of the Stargate. So we'll go ahead and upscale this one so you can see that when it's done. We'll jump over to Sora here and you can see I actually really like this one on Sora. I think this is really cool. I don't know why it has these kind of like explosions of particles here on both sides, but I love the spinning of this portal here. I love the look of the metal Stargate around it. I think this is a really cool video here. Definitely usable. And then on Runway, Gen 3 Alpha here. So we can see it's almost like a beam waiting here inside of like as if you were in the Stargate. Not super impressed with that, honestly. But that's okay. They definitely made up for it in the walking shot we did earlier. So that would definitely take some tweaking in there. For me personally, when I use Runway, I know they have the new frames that's available, but I like to bring in my own images with Runway. You can get so specific with the motion brush in here, that it really does give you a lot of control over what you're doing in your own image and your motion control here. If you want to see examples of that, I've done plenty of Runway videos in the past, so go check those out. And remember, you can always take these videos into a system and do post-production editing on them. If you're like a really serious film buff and you're not just doing this for a fun hobby, there are a lot of different systems that can help you get better results. So if you use something like a Topaz Labs, you can do post-production editing on all of these AI films to get them exactly how you want them to look. You can upscale them, you can denoise them, you can do all kinds of stuff there. So that's it today, guys. We've taken a look at the different video generation models and how far they've come in 9 months. This is where we're at now. So of course we'll come back and update you as new models are released and new features are added to these different platforms. I just wanted to do an overview today so that if you haven't gotten in since the early days of AI video, you kind of know where we're at now and which systems you might want to use if you're just starting to get into AI video creation. Or if you're someone who's only been using one system that you saw when they all first came out and you've stuck to that system and you're just thinking about exploring some new ways of enhancing your creative projects. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, I'd love for you to let me know in the comments. You guys are helping the channel grow every day, and I really appreciate you liking, sharing, commenting, engaging with me on the various platforms. You guys are why I keep this going. Thanks for spending some time with me today. My name's Jessica with the Real AI Agents, and as always, keep looking towards the future.